All right, welcome back to North Texas. We're going to cover something really interesting in this video. We always search for new topics, and then what we discovered was there's a list out there of stuff that all veterans are looking for. So this is literally a YouTube video of the list of things that veterans are searching for on YouTube. So here are some of the most interesting topics on YouTube based on guest speakers, channels, veteran-oriented creators. These topics reflect what veterans are looking for, and you can see a useful trend here. So,
Yep.
Number one,
the Department of Veteran Affairs. Who else? Disability and your benefits. We're all interested in that. We all need to know that. So they've got just tons and tons of videos addressing claims, ratings, how to apply, what counts as a service connection, etc., things like that. YouTube has a video out there, highest and very common combination of VA disability claims and VA ratings. It's targeted specifically at veterans seeking disability claim guidance, and that's on YouTube right now. Also, the VA has an official YouTube channel where they just have a ton of videos that show the benefits available, how to get a hold of them, forms, just explaining the process. Not just benefits, but pensions for veterans, for surviving spouses, for all of those kind of things. There's a video out there for it. Why would something like that be popular on YouTube? Well, navigating the VA system is very complex and sometimes confusing. So this gives clarity, or those seeking clarity, these videos can help in that. There's always changes going on. New things become presumptive, or other things that are out there, new laws passed, those kind of things. Those hit the street, and vloggers or just people like us who try to help keep the veterans up to date. All these service organizations that do videos, that's where you're going to find those kind of things. Financial stakes, your health care, your compensation, it's pretty vital to you, like where's that coming from and what's going to happen. So it pays to be educated on what you're doing. The useful tips about this topic, it keeps you with up-to-date information. That stuff's always coming out, like we said, step by step. You can even break it down step by step if you decide you want to file your own claim. We always recommend using a service organization, but you can do this absolutely on your own. It should always be zero cost to you. You should never have to pay to file a claim. But it gives you step by step how to apply, what's new, the formats. They're really veteran friendly. So, and us as veterans, we tend to follow instructions relatively well.
Relatively well.
Yeah. So,
Relatively well.
Yeah, so you're looking for visual screenshots or forms, typical claim process help. YouTube has a wealth of information on that. So before we move on to number 2, let's talk about liking our video. Yep. So like our video below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell up here, the notification. So you get notified when we drop another video. So anyway, I'll let you take it over with number 2.
Okay, so this is important because the math of this works in the favor of the veteran. So 87% of all those that go into uniform only do their initial term. So there are constantly veterans. Every week, new veterans are being created. Thousands and thousands of sailors and Marines and airmen and soldiers are getting out of uniform. So thousands of them every week are looking for how to translate what they did in uniform into the civilian sector. So transitioning from military life to civilian life, their employment, education, focused on civilian careers, how to do the crosswalk with your military job. So for example, you worked on a specific type of piece of equipment that doesn't exist in the civilian sector. You are looking for how to tell the civilian sector what you did. So learning how to do that. Those are all really highly searched YouTube videos by us as veterans. You're also looking to talk about your GI Bill, your post 9/11 GI Bill. And then how does that relate to your disability? And the National Guard and Reserves spend a great deal of time searching on this because they're a larger population than we are. We're always asking the question, all right, well, what's next? What's next? What's next? And YouTube has a lot of videos on that. We're also looking to talk about our education. Job passes are a key concern. How do I get employed? How do I get employment? And then concentrate on tips that resonate across these things. What does my resume look like? How do I use my GI Bill? What are interview strategies? Now, these are really useful tips because it is a veteran telling another veteran, here's how I did it. This is what I did, and this is the outcome for me. And then you can use that to build your own story, build your own program. And then it's broken down by non-specialists. We want to hear from somebody that we consider a peer. It doesn't matter that you were at E4 in the Navy and then Air Force guys looking at it. It's that you consider that veteran a peer because they've already gone through the process. And then we also need to cover the challenges. We are a group of population that we like to get over the culture shock. We like to make sure that what we're about to experience, the outcome of that can be achieved, and the success that we want can be mapped out. So we're very thorough in our investigation of that, and YouTube videos are abundant in all of that. So I'm going to turn it over to you for number 3.
Number 3, mental health, PTSD, toxic exposures, health issues. If you were in the military and you're getting older, you experience these. So there's a lot of videos addressing mental health challenges, the experience of being a veteran and exposed to toxic events, or is going to cause or can cause some medical issues. These are the invisible wounds of war. So just, we encourage you highly. We're sitting in a room right now thoroughly dedicated to suicide prevention and mental health. So this is a topic that's very near and dear to our hearts. We need to see this number go down. So it's just many vets, they feel underserved or misunderstood, alone, isolated. Mental health topics, though, now are getting way more visibility, and people are beginning to understand them somewhat better. I know to those going through this and suffering this, sometimes it can feel like that's not the case. But there is so much that's been done through this, and so much studying on the veteran effects of PTSD. But just sharing your story can help. It can help unload that rucksack off of your back, and give you an outlet to try to get on the road to healing. Getting involved in a room like this one can help with that. But there's videos out there, and this is what's being searched. This is what we're talking about today. So what we're looking at is, and what veterans are looking at, is what actually helps. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there, but what's helping. So that's a good resource. YouTube is a great resource to get those kind of answers. So you just don't want to go to untrained sources or things that are not backed by mental health treatment. So that's why we say having professional experts give you advice is way better than just going down to the local barbershop, and that's where you get your advice from. Not saying those guys aren't good outlets, just saying they may not be trained in your specific issue. And then all these things hit a home run when we have hotlines, we have different veteran services, and those are generally listed in the comments or even sometimes embedded in the video, where you can reach out for that help when you need it. Just know that you're not alone, that we see people and talk to people almost daily who are struggling with this issue. There's no judgment. You walk in a VFW door, there's no judgment there, so don't feel like you're alone. reach out for the help. Number 4.
This was pretty interesting because people are very interested in who we are and in our military life. So it runs the gamut. People want to hear about our war stories and our experiences in uniform and what we had in conflict. And then the other side of it is one of the characteristics or one of the hallmarks of military's life is separation. So that 30 seconds of reuniting where a cute little family member runs up to the returning service member and there's a big hug, or the service member goes through this entire, episode where they hide their return and they show up in a gymnasium while their son or daughter is participating in some kind of field day activity, and the kid turns around and all of a sudden, Daddy or Mommy's home. It's really exciting. Everybody loves those videos. So that's another very popular. It's a high emotional content about nostalgia. Veterans and non-veterans can appreciate that. Similarly, and it captures the military-esque component of who we are. The flip side of that is that there's a lot of people out there that are very interested in who we are on the battlefield, and so our military identity takes a very visual form on YouTube. What we've done, when you get people talking about their past events, you need to make sure that you're looking at high quality video and audio of it, because it keeps our stories alive. That's one of the key things that the VFW does. In fact, we just did the last week we had the Beirut bombing recognition ceremony, women in service, and a VE Day, Victory in Europe. Victory in Japan Day, VJ Day. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing Veterans Day. So these are all required activities by the Veterans of Foreign War. So the authentic stories are stronger when they're not polished, when you don't have Hollywood telling you a story. Here's an example. The guy talking about his experiences in Somalia is much better served to the American people than having a Hollywood movie where actors are trained to perform in a particular way, but they take it over the edge because they got to sell movie tickets. So our history being preserved by having that veteran get on camera and talk about his experiences in Somalia, way better served. It's not scripted content, and it's hearing from folks that did it, not just the movie deals that are important. And then finally, if they make it engaging for all audiences, it is also an opportunity for us to be able to share this with family members, so you can try to explain some of the things that you have been through using other folks' stories. And look, I don't want to talk about my experience, but here's a guy here's a gal, she actually participated in the battle. She was on the other side of it, and our outcomes are similar. And if she's better at articulating it than you are, you can inform your family. You can give them a bigger, wider view of what you did in uniform and what you were experienced and exposed to. So that covers the topics that veterans look at on YouTube.
That's awesome. So if you're ready to stand with your fellow veterans and make your voice heard, join the Veterans of Foreign Wars today. If you join now, you can be eligible to win an awesome gaming PC donated by
Exoribus. Yes, they donated us one of these awesome machines
here,
floating right
here.
Yep, right here.
Similar to this.
Yep. Do we use these in our gaming tournaments?
Yep.
Phenomenal machines.
This is what we have in our deal. So the rules and the details are located in our Discord page, which is down in the comments. You've probably seen it scrolling through the screens here. You even saw at the beginning of this video a flyer on this giveaway. So get on, join, get your chance to win the gaming PC, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you again here on Saturday.
We got a special one for you on Saturday. It's going to be fun.
We do. All right. Thanks. See y'all later. God bless.
Yep.